Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3, the Ottoman Empire. You and I have had many fights, but I could never stay mad at you. It's just our way. You have a defensive pact with Morocco, which I wish you did not, but it is what it is. Various Italian states have also been interfering with me a little bit. I don't have a truce with Sardinia-Piedmont anymore. So what would it take? If I stole Piedmont and Provence, that would only be 3 infamy. But it would be 10.9 if I took Savoy. And it would obviously be more if I tried to take them both in one war. As a primary war goal. So we'll need to take some time before we start doing that, because I think that's going to be our next thing, and that's going to expand our imperial core, which is going to be very, very good. Is Savoy a split state? No, it's really just this area. And then Provence is split between us and Piedmont. In technology, we're almost finished with improved fertilizer, so after that we'll queue in gantry grains just to finish it out. And I think at that point we'll be prepared to flip over to upgraded ships. We do have labor movement spreading to us in social. But what else do we need? Pan-nationalism is probably good. Mutual funds is probably... Well, I don't necessarily need mutual funds. I'm kind of a regressive regime. So maybe we'll skip. Maybe we'll not worry about mutual funds. Although that does get us investment banks, which gets us into their company, which is rad. I could definitely use human rights. I could use some human rights. Reinforced concrete would give us extra construction industry throughput. Oh, but there's also rubber mastication, which would be really nice. Although, again, that's not going to lead to any uses for rubber right now immediately. I'm kind of torn, to be honest. Let's review our railway methods. We are using wooden passenger carriages. We don't have steam trains yet. What? Okay, steel railway cars is what gets us steam trains. I want to get that. I want to get that because that's a big old boost in infrastructure. That's what I'm gonna do. Like looking for things to do. And in fact, maybe I'll skip gantry cranes. Gantry cranes is really close to being there. On the other hand, it's only a few weeks to research it. 12 to 18 weeks, it'll be fine. Get some other military tech spreading. Revolution in North Germany. Not too much I care about, except maybe my Mustang. And by Mustang, I mean protectorates. Would anyone like to be a French protectorate? No. What about the revolution? No. Defensive pact request from the Dutch East Indies. No, thank you. You're within my sphere of ambitions, Dutch East Indies. Speaking of which, if we tried taking a larger protectorate in Southeast Asia, what would that work like? 22.2 for both Siam and Burma. 24 for Dai-Nam. Trying to transfer subject to Cambodia, that would only be 5. That would weaken Dai-Nam, which would be useful. And just to make sure, we still have all those trade routes with the Japanese market, right? Yes, we do. Wonderful. A little review. Sure, selling groceries to Prussia is not productive, so we'll close that out. Also, the one selling glass to the Ottomans, we'll close that one as well. And the one selling groceries to Russia is bad, too. Oh, and the one selling clothes to the Ottomans is bad, too. Gorsh. Gorsh. A lot of bad trade routes. We're finally building all those universities that I queued up back in the 50s. And I think it's a good time to build ourselves an Eiffel Tower. 100 prestige. Worth it. Let's also build a few extra railways in Franche-Comté. I know I'm about to research a new railway method, but it'll be worth. So we'll queue those up to the top. And we'll queue the Eiffel Tower up to the top as well. There's improved fertilizers, so that's going to help with the farms. Where are we here? Alright, so you get 113 wheat farms, 1 rice farm, and 15 millet farms. We upgrade to the higher method. It's going to take about 110... Sorry, it's going to take 1.1 thousand more fertilizer here. So it's going to take 100... So it's going to take about 1,250 more fertilizer. We also have the improved production method for our fertilizer plants, which we can switch over to. That's going to output about 300 more fertilizer. So it's not nearly going to cover the difference. What does the comparison look like? Oh, we're actually very low on fertilizer. So we're going to need to do that. I'm going to improve the fertilizers right away. And then we'll throw some more fertilizer plants in here. Where are we not building up a lot? We got a lot in Aquitaine. Let's go ahead and throw 3 levels in Rhône and 3 levels in Aquitaine. And we'll do 2 levels in Auvergne-Limousin. That's a 50% increase. They're currently producing 140 fertilizer per level. So increasing the number by 8 is going to produce just over 1,000 more. And unfortunately for the education sector, and for huge steel monument enthusiasts, I'm going to put all those fertilizer plants up at the top so that I can get the upgraded production methods for my farms going. I'm actually going to apply them for the rice and millet farms right away. And that's going to stimulate the market for fertilizer. I looked at the wrong thing. I must have, because those numbers are completely different. Am I a crazy? Did I done a crazy? Ooh, we can barbed wire fences. Save us some labor. It's going to cost a lot of tools and iron, though. But it's going to produce a bunch more things. Let's do it. No, they're going to be productive. Shut up. I always treat Victoria 3 nice and never mean to it. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's get these railways actually remain under construction here. So, what are the Europeans fighting about now? Portugal sides with Great Britain against a mosquito peasant revolt. This is the thing the AI has started doing in the current patch, is they'll get help with a war they couldn't possibly lose. Like Great Britain, the biggest empire in the world, is looking for help against the mosquito peasant revolt here. Is this that same rebellion in Guatemala that's been going on that whole time? Are they just both have no armies? No, they got armies. Weird. Curious. Interesting. Things are weird in Mexico. But it is what it is. Mosquito peasant revolt backs down. Oh, that's pretty rare. That's pretty rare. Japan How would you like a trade agreement? They don't want it. Time of traders. Attitude is cautious. I don't know why you'd be cautious towards me, Japan. I've been nothing but nice to you. I've been exporting all the goods that your people desire for their lives. Industrialists are now powerful. Well, goodness. I have to say, I didn't expect that. Perhaps our increasing the size of the healthcare system will put a pin in that for now. But we'll see. I am kind of chilling right now in terms of my overall foreign policy when I could be doing conquests, but I want to do some conquests in Europe, and when you want to do conquests in Europe, keeping your infamy down is pretty important, because Europe gets skittish when you start taking even tiny, tiny chunks of European territory. Who does Sardinia-Piedmont have defensive pacts with? They got an alliance with Tripolitania. I don't think that's going to come into effect in a meaningful way here. There's the fertilizer plants finishing out, so let's put the wheat farms on the higher method. That's going to stimulate the fertilizer market and mess with the bread market. So, this is going to go way, way up. We currently have a trade route in wheat, but it's an external trade route coming from somewhere else. I am going to look at those concerns, but not right now. Trade route to Great Qing over luxury clothes is non-productive, so we'll get rid of that. Exporting wine to America is not productive. We'll cut that one as well. But now we've got hella grain. So who wants grain? Prussia wants a giant pile of it. Russia wants a giant pile of it. Chile wants a giant pile of it. Brazil wants a bunch, but it's not a productive route. And I'm not going to institute corn laws because I know how that goes. Actually, that would increase the power of the landowners, and I am doing a mega landowners run. On the other hand, if they get too powerful, it's going to be a problem. So we'll leave things where they are for now. We're exporting a lot of grain, and that's rad. Maybe that will increase the standard of living. Probably not. Raising concerns. The rural folk have expressed their concerns about the government decisions clearly favoring the interests of the industrialists. Choosing is always hard, not because the decision is difficult to make, but because the consequences can be a bit inconvenient. Rumors are spreading like smoke from a factory, staining the clear air of the Kingdom of France with a dense and vicious poison. This needs to be addressed. Rural folk happier, industrialists mad. Or, you need to accept that we can't always please everyone, so weaken them. You know, I'll go with industrialists mad. This does need to be addressed. I don't care about you guys. They're trying to industrialize the country. Great Qing canceled their export route for grain from their market to our market. That's very good. So that's reduced the supply of grain in France, and actually, that's pretty much brought the price of grain back up to normal. We can still export a little bit more. Mostly to South America. It's tempting. It's tempting, friends. But I'm not going to do it. It's going to cause social problems if I put an import tariff on grain. Who's still exporting grain to me at these prices? It's Russia. Russia's exporting grain to me at these prices. But it's going down. Let's put the game speed up and watch that do its thing. And there's healthcare going on. Excellent. 2.2 down to 1.8. There's labor movement popping off. Week turns around. And does it go down again? Yes. Alright. The trade route from Russia is continuing to decrease in level, which is good. Oh boy. There's a lot of things happening right now. Interestingly, the Netherlands appear to be in Prussia's market. Just curious. Alright. We got a lot going on here. So, what's this? This is a civil war in Galetti, a military revolt. Galetti, where are you? You're here. Democratic Alliance has been formed. Nice. The Democrats and the Democratic and Republican political forces in our country all do seem to be changing names a lot. Chile wants into our customs union. Absolutely, Chile. I would love to have you in the customs union. So that's thing one. Thing two is there is a radical East Indian revolt. What about you? No, alright. Alright. We're not going to go buck wild with this. Prussia has already stood on the side of order in the East Indies against the radicals, so I'm just going to leave that be. I don't need to tangle with that. And then Great Britain is trying to annex Jaisalmer over here. They do have a front. So, alright, so none of that seems like anything I need to get involved in. Can-do attitude. Soldiers are complaining they have no way to open their canned food. Sure, the food's a bit better, but what's the point if we can't get to it, eh? Some lads use rocks, others knives. The only reliable thing is how bloody annoying it is to eat. Spend some money to develop a way? That's a lot of government expenses. Or they'll figure it out. What is the armed forces? Armed forces is at 11. I don't actually want to reduce them further than this. I'm going to spend some money. Would it have been more productive to just increase soldiers' wages? Yes, and to buy a lot. Oh, that was dumb. I did a dumb decision. Should have checked this first. Let's increase soldier wages. It's going to make the armed forces happier anyway. We have unrealized taxes. We are working on building up taxation capacity even as we speak, so that's fine. How is the fertilizer market? Fertilizer is still expensive, but it's getting there. Silk imports continuing to grow? Oh, gosh, they are. Heck. I'm exporting so much silk right now. Ooh, we finally marginalized the intelligentsia. That's fun. Oh, right, because we've got secret police now, which means that our suppression is more effective. I'd completely forgotten about that. I wasn't even thinking about it, but actually, that makes me potentially crazy able to suppress interest groups. The intelligentsia are down to 3.5, which means I might be able to stop suppressing them. Although, this is minus 50%, so if I stop, they will go back up to 7, and I don't necessarily want that. Alright. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go after Sardinia-Piedmont, and I think we've got... No, we need to get a little bit lower. Interest in La Plata is activated because of Chile. We've increased the game speed. We're doing really well for loyalists. We got a righteous government somehow. We got a jingoist heading up the Catholic Church. That's excellent, because he was a Democrat before, and he was interfering with their being sturdy together. So we're getting 50 loyalists per month. That's wonderful. Alright, I think what we're going to do is this. With the whole Sardinia-Piedmont situation. Let me just check these numbers once again. Let's conquer now instead of return. It's curious. So 10.9 plus 3.2. Infamy, that's going to be 14.1 infamy. So we're not there yet. That's weird. I don't understand why it turned into a conquer war goal, because it was a return war goal for a long time. Money is looking good. Government admins are getting built. Those will be done pretty soon, and then we'll have a huge cash buffer in case someone decides to create a problem. Someone wants freedom of conscience. I don't like that. How Catholic is my country after 30 years under state religion? religion. 43% Catholic. Smallest minority is Sunni. So we got 1 million Protestants. But still, the overwhelming majority of France is Catholic at this time. So I'm not super worried about it. So what I think I'm going to do is, we had another City of Plenty event. I'll tell you about what I'm going to do later. The most prominent members of Auvergne-Limousin high society have been seen organizing luxurious parties in the new and lavish urban buildings. Marble walls, shimmering stone, the noise of people coming and going brings the city back to life when we didn't even know it was dead. Tall buildings cover the sunset, kids play with bricks, smoke blends with the clouds, and a distant bell announces the next train. Progress is coming. A distant bell announces the next event chain. Let them celebrate. 10% loyalists in the upper and middle stardom pops, or the party will never end. 25% loyalists in the upper and middle stardom pops, but the upper stardom pops expect a higher standard of living for 9 years. I am going to go with the second one. I'm going to bet, and it's going to work out for me, like it always does. So, my plan here is, I'm going to have Piedmont and Provence be the primary war goal, and Savoy be the secondary, and I'm not going to both incorporate both of them into the main war goal. And the reason for that is as follows. I want to incentivize Piedmont to back down, actually, because that'll give me plenty of time to faff about in other areas, and then grab Savoy later. So that's the plan. Let's give it a little bit longer. Just want to make sure I'm in good stead with my war goals. And then we'll do it. They might accept. Come on, accept. They did not accept. Well, that is what it is. Let's mobilize the armies. There you go. Let's get ourselves a soundtrack here. I'm going to add war goal to conquer Savoy. That will keep me just below my just below my limit of what I can because again I'm trying to keep below 25 infamy. I've talked about that a lot before. Put our armies on the front there. So who's at least theoretically interested in helping? Russia is, Austria is, and Spain is. Be interesting to get Russian help. Has Russia gone to a professional army yet, or are they still on peasant levy? They're still on peasant levy, so there's a limit to how much Russia can do here. Oh, and hold on. Put the Armée d'Afrique in Corsica. If I make them split their fronts, I think that's good. I've got plenty of cash. I'm going to raise the conscripts for the 2nd and 3rd Corps. And I think my fleets are exactly where I want them to be. Inefficient agriculture. The industrialists have started complaining about the existence of subsistence farms in Brittany, saying that their undeniable inefficiency should be immediately addressed. The fertile soil of our people suffers, relegated to tired and callous hands, too exhausted from manual labor to perform at a decent level, too poor to be able to afford to use more advanced tools that could make them more profitable. This industry is just a useless investment. We should follow their advice, extra migration attraction, and our stardom pops become radical, or they serve our purposes. Industrialists mad. I'm okay with being industrialists mad. They're extremely loyal, so I can accept them being a little bit salty with us. Alright, so I could get Russia, war goal, treaty port. Interesting. Some interesting options there. I don't want to transfer a subject, and I prefer not to give away an obligation. Spain, of course, wants South Cameroon. Interesting. But I want South Cameroon. Austria is no longer interested because I'm taking a little bit more territory. Portugal wants transfer of Guinea. Well, that's interesting. I'm going to leave it for now. And if no one else gets into this, I will pull in an ally. But I don't think anyone's gonna, because again, I've been very judicious about keeping my infamy low. I'm going to raise my conscripts. Honestly, I think I might. If no one gets involved, we'll be very good to go here. They are fearful, so there's a good chance they will back down if I don't. If no one helps them, which would be just fine with me. That would give me some. That would refund me some infamy, which would be nice. You know what? We're going to build up some more government admin, because we got plenty of cash. Oh. There's an infrastructure shortage in Rhône. I feel like I already built up more railways in Rhône, but maybe not. We're going to build up some more government admin, because we want to make a larger secret police force, I decided. Let me see. Let's build more in Brittany. Brittany has plenty of space available. Plenty of labor available. And they back down. Wonderful. That is perfect, so that gives me a bunch of infamy back. So in 5 years, I'm going to take Savoy, but for now, we'll be good to go. And probably I'll keep chipping away after that. I might grab Sardinia. Then they'll just be the Kingdom of Piedmont, and that'll be fun. So, I'm absolutely flush with lower infamy, so it's time to do some aggressive maneuvering. We got some small countries in Africa I could take over. 4.6 infamy for that. 6.5. Oh, these are all chunks of infamy right here. What if I puppeted them instead? Could tangle with the Dutch. No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to steal Cambodia from Dai Nam. That's going to be where we're going to go. Does Dai Nam have a real army? Actually, that's the thing I should ask myself before I do this. Skirmish infantry and irregular infantry. Okay, that's real. Skirmish infantry here. Skirmish infantry and regular infantry. It's not a great army, but it's not a nothing army. I'm going to need to actually medium effort that. And what about Cambodia? Cambodia is also rocking skirmish infantry. That's interesting. That's a little bit more than I thought. What about Siam? Siam might be a good target. I could wait and... Because if I can establish Siam as a protectorate, then turn them into a dominion, then I can grab all this territory. And then I could grab both of these countries. That'd be fun. So Switzerland ended their rivalry with Sardinia-Piedmont. Can't imagine why. Chile, we are actually already maxed out on friendship with, so that's fun. Or in October, I do want to do a little bit more aggression before the end of the episode. Although, we're getting close to the end of the episode to begin with, so maybe I will not. Looking at targets. I think maybe we'll wait. And we'll go after Siam. Siam's a big prize. Then we can try to grab Cambodia and Dai Nam, because we'll have a front. Once we've got them down to being a dominion. Yeah, I think that's going to be the plan, because that'll be a very good springboard for future aggression in Southeast Asia, to have Siam on our side. Because there's just so much aggressing to be done in Southeast Asia, don't you agree? I was going to take Hawaii. What would it take to make Hawaii a protectorate? Oh, only 2.3? You know what? We'll do it. Wonderful. They've refused the demand. I'm going to go ahead and mobilize the Army of Africa and station them in Indonesia. And we'll go ahead and grab Escadrille du Nord, and we'll put them in Indonesia as well. And that'll be just fine. So when the next episode comes, this diplomatic play will be finished, and we will get ready to naval invade Hawaii. France should take the islands. But for now, that is all the time we've got for today. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you all on the other side.